Well, Sharon was going to ask you questions after, but yes, we want to hear your story. You have the floor. You take your time, please.
Oh, okay. So my story is, I've been doing sales, network marketing for a long. Do you hear me well? Do you hear me well? Okay, okay. So I've been doing sales and network marketing actually for a long time, all my life. Okay, what happened was right after graduating college in the Philippines, I got married. We came to America. But from college, I already dreamed of having my own business instead of taking a regular 9 to 5 job. Okay. And the reason why I have that mindset, even when I was young, of being in my own business, being an entrepreneur, was I grew up watching my father working as a government employee in a hospital in the Philippines. And because he doesn't get paid much, we really had we don't have much money to really enjoy because he only earns enough to put food on the table. Okay. Meanwhile, I have an uncle who I see in the province, younger than my father. He was in business, like he owns a grocery store, he owns a gasoline station, he owns farms, he owns these different businesses, and he was enjoying life. Okay, so I love my father. He's very good. I love him very much, but I want to have more money like my uncle. So I always have that in my mind. But then what happened was my wife and I, we went to America when I was 22 years old. She was 18, and we just got married. And when we came to the United States, I could not do any business. Like, you have no capital, so I end up on a regular 9 to 5 job, like very low pay. I was a filing clerk, I end up working part-time on a Dunkin' Donut place selling donuts. So life became so routine, and having having very low income, I became just like my father, making very little money. Okay. And then one day, when I was 28 years old, I was invited to a meeting. Like, I have an office mate. Okay, I was 28 years old. He was 25. He invited me to a meeting. And in the beginning, I didn't care about the meeting. I had no intention of becoming a salesman. I don't know anything about network marketing or multi-level marketing at the time. But when I attended, it was actually Amway, okay, when I was 28 years old. When I saw these people earning big money doing network marketing, that entrepreneurial spirit inside me again was awakened. And I see, wow, this is my chance. I could be an entrepreneur for very little money. I could start my own business, learn how to sell. So when I heard these successful people speaking on the stage, told their story of how they succeeded in this industry, network marketing, everything in me like surges up, and I want to be like them. I just want to be successful like them. I want to make more money. I found out that working a regular 9 to 5 job isn't everything, and that there's an alternative that you could do. Okay, so I asked them, like, what do I need to do so I can succeed in business, like those people who are making a lot of money? And they told me I had to undergo a lot of training. I had to listen to audio tapes. I had to read books. I had to learn how to motivate myself. I had to learn how to become a leader, how to do presentation. how to present the compensation plan, like all those basics of building an organization. Okay, now remember, I was 28 years old, so I was hungry. Okay, and the reason why I'm saying this, I'm telling this story, is this is very important if you really want to succeed in this kangen business. Okay, it's sort of like you need the DNA of success inside of you. It's like a hunger. It has to be intense, that you really want to succeed, you want to make more money, you want to make a better life for yourself, for your family. It has to be inside of you. Okay, so I said, okay, I have to learn. So I did what they told me. I listened to the training tapes. I attended the training, learned how to present, learned how to do the compensation plan. They were drawing circles at the time. And after 1 year of learning a whole lot about being a leader, being financially independent, being your own boss, not wanting to work a regular 9-to-5 job. After 1 year, at 29-year-old, I decided I don't like to work a 9-to-5 job anymore. I'm going to succeed in this industry called network marketing. Okay, so now, when I did that, again, the reason why I'm saying this is when I quit my job, that shows you how intense my desire is to really make it in this business, in this industry. I remember reading a book from Think and Grow Rich, where they spoke about burning your bridges. They spoke about this army group of soldiers that landed on a beach, and their enemies are there. And after they landed on the beach, they burned their ship. So now it's like either they die fighting or they win on that island. So that's almost like what I did when I quit my regular job at age 29. I'm 65 years old now, and I haven't worked since I was 29 years old. When I say work, I mean a regular 9-to-5 job. I really learned what I needed to learn. Okay, so now that is very important, because succeeding in the kangen business, okay, this is not just like being excited. It has to be a combination of excitement, okay, enthusiasm, inspiration, motivation. Okay, that's one area. And also know-how. You're gonna know how to do it. And that's what you call the selling skills, recruiting skills, leadership skills. So you have to be excited, and you have to have the skills. Okay, you have to have that kind of talent that you can develop into selling skills. Okay, so now I kept on doing it for the next 20 years. I was with Amway, and then Herbalife, and then I was in Melaleuca, I was in real estate, I was in insurance, So by the time I joined ENAGIC 15 years ago, I have been trained already for 20 years. That's why when I joined ENAGIC, I built so fast. Like I was a 6A in 90 days, in 3 months. My first 3 months, I became a 6A. First 100 sales. It took me only 3 months to become a 6A. But then again, looking back, like I said, I had all those trainings for 20 years from different companies. Okay, now, the basics of network marketing actually, or this industry, is that you have to learn how to prospect. Okay, this is the very basic. You cannot miss. If you miss one of these, you miss. You cannot build. Okay, you have to be a master prospector. Okay, which means you have a list of names, phone numbers, email address, and when they run out after you call them and approach them, you have to have a constant source so you can add more names into it. Once you have no more people to call, that's the end of your business. Now, as far as prospecting is concerned, there's so many ways we can prospect people now. Like just this past 2 months, I got some recruits that I just found on Facebook. They were my fellow alumni from college from a long time ago. We say hi to each other. So what are you in now? And I told them the business that I am in, and they're interested. In fact, I work with my son now. I'm actually vacationing in Florida right now. It's so cold in New York. My wife and I said, let's go to Florida. So she booked us. We'll be probably here for a whole month. It's warmer here, you know. So we're transferring from one resort to another, just enjoying this warm, beautiful Florida climate. And I can work even here in Florida because we do everything online, on Zoom. Okay, so I could work everywhere. I go back to New York when it gets warm there. So again, prospecting. So I'm talking about this person that I met on Facebook, and we just chat and tell story, and I tell them I'm in this business called Kangen Water. It's a Japanese company, blah 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 blah. Anyway, there's a lesson from this story, because after a while he got back to me, and he told me that in the internet there are like negative things they're saying. It's like a scam, blah blah blah. I said, it can't be. I said, I've been in this business 15 years, you know. Do you know my organization sells about over 10,000 machines per month, per month. That's all over the world. United States, Canada, Europe, Australia, and all over Asia. My group sells 10,000 machines. So nobody can tell me it doesn't work or it's scam and you don't make money, because it's been working for me for 15 years now. Okay, so anyway, guys signed up. Actually sold about 10 machines this past month. My son Jason helps me now. He trains the people, and he does it. I just get the money and I just get the people and I give it to him to be trained, you know. Now you do all the training now and the presentation and whatever we used to do face to face. You do them all online now, like the way we're doing now, Zoom. We do the demo and we do the compensation plan, and we inspire them, invite them to join us. Okay, so prospecting, that's the number one. Number two is the demonstration. Now it's so easy because when I started many years ago, we really had to do the demonstration face to face, do the pH test. In fact, when I started 15 years ago, there were no information on the internet. There are no YouTube videos of the presentation. You know? There's no Zoom. You really have to go to the people's house. So one of the main key in building a big business is you should be able to duplicate what you do to the other people that have joined your group. Okay, now today that's easy because you just teach everybody to send email with a link, what's the YouTube presentation, all the information are online now. So it's just a matter of them going online, doing it, like sowing the seeds of information to as many people as they can. Okay. When I was starting 15 years ago, there's nothing like that. I had to create a DVD. It says Romi's story of how I do the demonstration. And on the DVD, I was showing the pH test. I was showing the compensation plan, and I give it to my downlines. My downlines will go to someone else's house and then play the DVD on the television. So it was even harder during my time when I was starting. You show the DVD and you watch with the people and you do the actual pH test. Now everything's done. Like I told you this past month, with the help of my son Jason, he closed us like 10 sales, you know, and everything was done over the internet. The demonstration, the compensation plan, the inspiration part, like what I'm doing now. I'm actually inspiring you. okay, to do this thing. So the prospecting, the demonstration, the third one is the business opportunity or the compensation plan. You have to be very good at showing the business opportunity. Show them exactly how much they will earn if they invite their friend to watch this information and their friend decides to buy, how much are they going to make? It has to be clear to them how much they make according to the machine that they sell. How do they go up in rank, you know, from 1A to 2A to 3A, and the long future, like what happens when you become, when I present all the way to dash 3, dash 4, dash 5, like very briefly, you know, because there are some people, especially if they are very good network marketer from another company, they don't get excited with just making commissions here and there. They want to see the big picture. What happens if my group grows big, you know? So the compensation plan, you have to be good at it. The number 4 is you have to be good at inspiring them. Now here comes the leadership part. You know, you are their leader. People wants to follow people who know where they're going, and who have big dreams. Okay, because little dreams doesn't excite anybody. For example, my son. I want to make an example of my son Jason because I really mold him, and he was very quick into catching up to what I told him. Okay, because I was making very good money already in the Kangen business. By the way, I see that there are 85 people in the group. Are most of them distributors, or we have prospects, or uh, what's the blend of the people? So I would kind of gear my presentation.
I think we have a lot of leaders from different parts of the world, and
Okay.
yeah, huge part leaders, but we also have beginners, especially from Africa. So we are
Okay.
very happy to have them here in the group. So it's a mixed pot, really.
Oh, okay. Okay. Because I went on with the training right away, without having said like my beginning story and who I am. Okay. Again, let me backtrack. My name is Romi Verdera, and I've been in this business 15 years now. And just like anybody else, I started from scratch, from 0A. You know, I had to sell my first machine and then make it to 6A. Like I said, I had my first 100 sales on my first 90 days, 3 months. Now, it doesn't mean that I sold 100 machines. No. Again, we are in the network marketing business. Network marketing business is a business of duplication. And it's different from, I would say, personal sales, you know, like insurance or real estate. No. What I did was I must have sold to about 15 people, okay? And then after I sold those 15 people, I invited them to join me in the business, contact their friends. We will do the demonstration on their friends, and we'll show them the product and then the opportunity. And when they purchase, they become your team, okay? So on my first 3 months, that's what I did. That 15 people brought the other 85 people. Okay, now, 85 people in 3 months brought in by the 15 people. That's very important because sometimes people think that, especially if they're new to network marketing, they think they have to sell all the 100 machines to become a 6A. Okay, you're gonna be good at working with the people whom you sold the machine. If you miss that part, you're gonna have a hard time selling machines by yourself. Okay, because I know that there are some people, if they're not used to network marketing, they say, "Oh, I don't like to tell how much money is being made, like the compensation part, the business part. They don't want it. They don't want to tell it to their friends or to their customers. No, when I do my sales, I always speak about the product 50%, and the other 50% is the business part. Okay, and I know that most people who are not able to build big businesses or big teams is they don't explain well the business part. Okay, it's a waste because you made one sale, you could have get a lot more sales if you know how to extract or how to follow up on the people of that one person. Every one person is like a gold mine. You don't know how many people is connected to them. Okay, so you have to be good at working with the people of the person you sell. That's very, very important. So my first 3 months, I sold again 100 machines from the 15 people. Now, it doesn't mean we only did presentation to 100 people, okay? Because what I was doing was it started with just one-on-one presentation, and then that one person became 2 or 3 or 4 in one shot, okay? So if I average how many people we are presenting on my first 3 months, we probably are doing 3 or 4 people in a group, okay? And I was doing about 2 presentations a day, okay? 2 presentations a day. That's very important. You have to be very consistent. Don't even wait for the next Zoom or the next group meeting to inform your prospect. You gotta keep on doing it every day if you want this thing to happen fast. If you want to build a good business quickly. Okay, so I must have shown the opportunity. If I was doing 2 presentations a day, 2 or 3 people per presentation average, I must have shown it to about 500 people on my prospect on my first 3 months, about 500. Out of the 500, 100 bought and the 400 did not buy. Okay, that is very important. Okay, I'm telling you this because some people would say, oh, this business is hard. Everybody doesn't want to buy the machine. All my friends doesn't want to buy. They say it's not good or they'll just drink the water. Let me tell you, sometimes I would ask, so how many are the friends who doesn't want to buy? And they would say about 4, 3 or 4 or 5. No, you're talking of business. That's not it. I'm telling you, I have 400 people who did not buy before I got my 100 who bought. Okay, so that's how it is. That's like 4 out of 5 did not buy. 4 no's to get 1 yes. Some, if you're not familiar with sales and network marketing, you might have to work harder than that. Maybe out of 10, maybe you're gonna sell 1. I don't know. Those who are good in sales and network marketing, or you're working with people closest to you, you might have to have more sales, maybe 5 out of 10. So it all differs with everybody. So what I'm saying is, my first 3 months, I sold the 100 machine. By the 6th month, okay, because we used to receive a genealogy report that shows you how many people were sold in the group, how much commission did you already make on the right side, okay. By the 6th month, my group have sold 600 machines, no, 300 machines by the 6th month, okay. And actually, you're gonna see the commissions there also on that statement. It's beautiful to see how much commission you made on like 300 sales in 6 months. That's a lot. Anyway, by the end of the year, my first year, my group was selling about 500 machines per month. Okay. Again, it might not happen to a lot of people, but it happened to me because like said, I have done 20 years of network marketing before I joined ENAGIC. And then with ENAGIC, I got 15 years now. ENAGIC is my home, and that's what I'm gonna do like forever. ENAGIC. So by the second year, I created a DVD. At the time, like I said, there are no YouTube videos, there are no Zoom. So I had to make an actual DVD of my presentation and the compensation plan. And we used to play it on those DVD players. Today, today you go to people's homes, there are no more DVD players. Everybody goes on YouTube, you know. It's a lot simpler, it's a lot easier to do the business today. People can watch the presentation from their cell phone, you know, from their laptop. So for those of you who are coming in now, it's a whole lot easier. Okay, I'm telling you. Second year, by the end of the second year, my group was selling about 1,000 machines per month. And it just keep on building and building and building. Okay, now, also, I want to share with you something. I'm vacationing now today in Florida, okay? And while I'm vacationing, okay, one characteristic of super successful people, extraordinary, I would say success is they are learners, okay? They don't stop learning. For instance, I'm here and I'm reading a book. I would say you read this book. Create the world you want to see. Beautiful book. Create the world you want to see. This is a book. That's the title of the book that I'm reading. You can create the world you want to see. Okay. I'm also listening to another audio book about imagination. If you follow my Facebook, you can follow a lot of the things that I post because I take that from the things that I read. Okay. So now, again, building the business is a combination of skills, okay, the know-how. You can, for instance, when it comes to selling skills or building a big organization, you might want to follow this guy, Eric Worre of GoPro. Eric Worre. I would say he is the #1 trainer when it comes to network marketing, doing business, sales, and building a sales organization. Eric Worre. He is like the worldwide trainer. I used to buy his like weekend. Sometimes he will do a whole weekend in Las Vegas, train all the salespeople, train all the network marketers from different companies, you know. And I would buy his whole streaming video. I got like DVDs of his video when it used to be DVDs. So Eric Worre. Now Eric Worre have a whole lot of YouTube videos you can watch, okay, about building organization. Because remember I was talking to you about prospecting and then doing the demonstration or the product. #3 is presenting the opportunity. #4 could be training, okay? Training your downlines. You don't really have to train them personally, okay? Again, you have to make your life easier for you by leading them to the different trainings available, because the different groups on Facebook are doing Zoom like this, Zoom trainings, webinars. In fact, you can lead them to different YouTube videos. We have tons of trainings on YouTube that people can watch. Okay. For instance, my son Jason, he has his own website and he put all the training videos on that website. So when he has a new member recruit, he let them watch those training videos. Okay, like even myself, if you search me on YouTube, you will find just Romi Verdera, and you can see all the different YouTube training videos that I have on YouTube. Now, if you just put Kangen water or ENAGIC on YouTube, you will see all the different leaders, doing their trainings. So that's important. The number 4 is you got to be able to train them. Okay. And like I said, what I'm saying is you don't have to train them personally, but you have to hook them up to the different trainings available online. And they're very good training. Daniel DeMacali had his training, one of the best, Eli. Make sure you hook them up on the different calls. Like Eli have calls every Saturday. Okay, being everybody's upline, I know what everybody's doing, and I know everybody's Zoom because they invite me like this to talk on their Zoom. But like I said, many of the different groups, they make their training available to different people. Okay, so you gotta be able to train the people. This book that I'm reading now, again, like I said, I continue to learn. In fact, I know them already, but I like to be reminded, because we all have very short memory. Human beings have very short memory. That's why it says like history repeats itself, because people cannot learn from history. So like all the mistakes that a human being could do, we see it already from other people. They make mistake, they mess up their life. Next thing you know, we do the same thing. We never learn even from other people's mistake. So we have to be good learners. So I like to keep on reading books. I'm a reader of biography. Okay. I would suggest, okay, some books right now, if you haven't read them, you gotta basics. There are newer books now. Now, these were the books during my early generation. I know many of you are younger here, so there are similar books available today that you can read and watch videos. But the ones that I had years ago, okay, they are still good. Number 1 is Think and Grow Rich. You should read that book, Think and Grow Rich. The book Think and Grow Rich, they have the combination of the multimillionaires in the early America all together in one book, all their secrets on that one book. And I read them when I was young. Okay, I would also suggest you read and you follow, and this is what I followed that made me, I would say, successful today, is the book, The Greatest Salesman in the World by Agmandino. Greatest Salesman. And you follow what it says, because in that Greatest Salesman, there are different scrolls, and you're supposed to read only one scroll each month. That's the secret, because sometimes you would read the whole book. After you read the whole book, you got entertained by it. It's a good book, but you don't retain anything. It's very important that you retain what you read and you practice what you read. Because if you don't retain it, it just entertained you. It's no good, For instance, it's all a combination of, for instance, from the Think and Grow Rich, like there's a chapter there on imagination. Okay, very important. Imagination is a tool that if you don't know how to use, you're missing out. Many of the different books and teachings today tells you how you should be able to visualize your future. Like you have to see your future, because you start getting there if you know exactly what you want. If you don't know what you want, you don't get there, because If you don't know what you want, you do not perform the action necessary to get them. Okay? And if you do not perform the action, you don't get the results. All the results comes from action, not just thinking about it. Because a lot of people, they just keep on thinking and thinking and thinking, and even reading and reading and reading, and even like training and training and training, but without the action, it doesn't happen. Okay, learning, for instance, from this training is, there's a thing called body memory. Okay, I mean, what is body memory? I'm just trying to contrast it to intellectual memory. Body memory is sort of like emotional memory. Okay. For instance, I'm gonna give you an example. But body memory is you can read a whole book on how to ride a bicycle or how to swim, you know, but it's not gonna do you any good. You can watch a whole video and get trained on how to swim and how to ride a bicycle. If you don't go on the bicycle, it's not gonna happen for you. Okay, let me just stop this. My son's calling. Okay. So, body memory is you acquire it through actual practice. I talked to you about prospecting, presentation, especially prospecting. Okay? You have to have that list of names of a lot of people. I remember when I was younger, I was a sales rep in insurance with one of the #1 sales manager in Metropolitan Life in the whole United States. And I learned one thing from him. He said, if you're a salesman, if you're a full-time salesman, and you do not contact anybody for the day, you don't have an appointment for the day, he said, you're not a salesman for that day. You are called unemployed. I don't want to be unemployed for any given day. I have to contact people, okay? So you practice, you really call. You make sure you make a note that you made some calls today, and then tomorrow you make notes again. Okay? I was in this other company, for instance, Herbalife, and the trainer in Herbalife had an audio tape when I was younger. I learned a whole lot when I was younger. And the audio tape, the title is Millionaires Training Tape. You know? How to become a millionaire. Millionaires Training Tape. And this is what I learned from that tape. He said, talk to 10 people a day. 10 people a day. Okay? So now I practice it. I didn't just hear it and then, because most people will just hear and learn and it stays in their head, but don't do it. So how do you do it? So I took a notebook. This is the practice side. Okay? I put 1 to 10, say January 1, January 2, 1 to 10. So the whole month, I put 1 to 10. And then every time I contact somebody, I put the name there. So I know that I'm supposed to contact 10 people a day. That's the key to success, you know. You contact 10 people a day. Now, I would admit I never spoke to 10 people a day, even now. Maybe I'll talk to 2 or 3. Now, I became aware that I have to talk to different people. You cannot be talking to the same people that you called yesterday and you're calling that person every day. You're cheating yourself, you know. You got to talk to like newer people, like new prospects. So you combine your prospecting, becoming a master prospector, and becoming really doing it in practice. So those 1 to 10, 1 to 10, and you will see at the end of the week, like how many people you contacted, you know, at the end of the month, how many people you contacted, how many you close. So that's one thing I learned too. Everything you do, you should be able to measure it, measurable. Because if you want to sell 100 machines, you ought to know that you might have to contact so many people before you get your 100 sales to become a 6A. And you're the only one who will know how many people you have to contact. And you will see, if you are not making sales, it starts from you not making contacts. Okay, again, all these things I'm talking to you is about psychology. Again, psychology. That's a whole. I read a lot of books. You gotta be a book reader or watch YouTube videos. You spend 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours a day sharpening yourself. Okay, sharpening yourself. Because if you're not learning anything new in a day, you're not growing. Okay, growth is the sign of life. If you're not growing, you're dead. You just don't know it. So you have to be learning every single day. You have to be able to answer the question, what is the new thing that I learned today, that I did not know yesterday? There's always, like I said, I'm 65 years old. I'm still learning. I'm still learning a lot every day. Now, even though many of the things I learned, I already knew before. I knew I forgot it, and I'm happy I relearned it today. Like for instance, if you ask me what I learned today, I learned the combination of desire. Okay, desire is very important. Again, I learned it from this book today, but I learned that desire from the Think and Grow Rich book that I read some 30-something years ago. Is the starting point of all achievement, desire. For instance, I mean, how intensely do you desire to become a 6A or 6A2 or 2-2 or 2-3? I mean, how it's called like the white heat of desire. If it was a fire, it has to be really hot, your desire. Okay, because if you don't want it that much, that's the reason why you're not doing it. Okay, for instance, since I was young, I wanted to make millions of dollars. Okay, since I was young, and I can remember when I was in my 30s, I was sitting in my real estate office, and I had this big picture frame at the wall, and it's a picture of like dollars, and it says my first million. I'm dreaming of making $1 million because I'm trying to influence my own desire. Because desire is the fuel, that makes the engine run. Is that what makes you do what you do? If you don't have that desire, you're not gonna run. Okay, your motivation engine is not running because you don't have the desire. And do whatever you want or do whatever you could do to increase that desire. For instance, I'm here in Florida. Okay, when I joined ENAGIC 15 years ago, I was about to lose my house because before ENAGIC, I was in real estate business, and it went down. Real estate was very bad, and I'm running out of commission, and I'm running out of money to pay my mortgage. I could have lost my house. Okay, but then ENAGIC just came along just at the right time. Okay, so I started doing ENAGIC. I started making money, and I wanted to make more money, and I want to make that $1 million. So I really like planned how to become a 6A and 6A2 and 6A2-2 and then -3, and then get those bonuses that comes by becoming a -3, -4, -5, -6. I'm a -6 today. There's only 6 of us in the whole world that have that rank, -6, and half of those -6 are under me. Okay, so I wanted that. Okay, I wanted to be a top distributor in a company. Okay, since I was young. That's why I never went back to a regular job. I said to myself, I tell you, I failed so much in different companies, but then I learned from the books I read that all these super successful people, they also failed a lot. They say successful people have more failures than the failure ones because they tried more. They keep on trying and they're never gonna quit. Okay. One thing I learned, okay, is that you need faith, faith, faith. Okay, so I became a master of faith. Like I don't want to doubt. And we have about 10 minutes left. Okay, there's about 1 hour, I think, but I can talk if you want. But uh, just to give you an example today, why am I here in Florida?
You
Okay.
can talk as long as you want, Romi.
Oh,
Please.
okay. All right. Okay, so faith is very important because once you doubt, you quit. And in the lifetime of this business in the past 15 years, I have seen leaders who quit. And I feel bad because they were with me in the beginning. Somewhere along the line, they quit. And they had people underneath them. And after they left, the people underneath them grew and they're out of the picture already. They could have made millions of dollars. They lost millions of dollars because they quit. And the reason why they quit is they lost the faith. You know? One thing, okay, when I speak of faith, because it will not be fair if I don't share with you this part, okay, this thing about faith, because I learned, okay, that we live in this natural world. Business is something natural, okay, intellectual, emotional, uh, and at the same time, in this natural world that we live, there is a realm called spiritual. So it's all together, okay, the spiritual and the natural. And if all you are using all your natural skill, natural talents, you work hard, you can make money working all your natural abilities. Okay, but I'm telling you, if you know how to work in the supernatural, works like magic. I'm telling you. That's why, like I said, I have read uh, a lot of books: Anthony Robbins, Jim Rohn, Agmandino, Zig Ziglar, you name it. Like all these self-help, inspirational, motivational speakers. I used to buy many of their books, many of audio tapes when I was younger. Now you don't even have to buy them. It's free on the internet, on YouTube. All these people, their YouTubes are all over the place, you know. And like I said, there are new ones now. Later, I learned, again, those are part of the natural thing. All these teachings of all these people, they were derived from one book, okay, called the Bible. It's all there. I found it. It's all there. And I can tell you, for instance, what is the I would say in that supernatural realm, for instance, where Jesus spoke of the parable of the talents. You know that parable of the talents, where the master gave three people different talents. One he gave 1 talent, the other he gave, I think, 5, and the other he gave 10. Okay, and the one who was given 1 talent didn't use it, just buried it. Okay, that's a whole lot of people who does things like that. They got talents and they never used it. The one who was given 5 and the one who was given 10, I think it's a different number, but you got the idea. They started working and doing it. Okay, because the principle there is what you don't use, you lose. Okay, your brain itself, your imagination is a talent that if you don't use, you lose. For instance, from all the different books, I learned that you should be able to visualize. For instance, visualization. You visualize your beautiful future. I can give you a perfect example now, okay? Because I'm here in Florida vacationing. Uh, I was telling you that I was about to lose my house 15 years ago. Instead of losing my house, I now own 4 houses in New York. Okay, in New York, and there's a couple of $1 million worth altogether. I probably only owe maybe 20-30% mortgage on it. 2 of them are fully paid. The other 2 have very little mortgage left. I could pay it off, you know. And I have a house in the Philippines, beautiful house too, and all from this ENAGIC business. But like for instance, the house that I live in New York, where I live now, by the beach, and I have a boat, like a bigger boat, and I have smaller boat, and I'm always on the ocean, and I enjoy it. Like it's like a beach house, you know, like a $1 million home, and I visualize it before I became mine. Uh, I learned and I learned this thing called dream board. Okay, you create a dream board. You put there the kind of house you like, the kind of car you want, some pictures there, so that it will become clear to you what you want. And you post it on your wall, and you look at it every day. And I'm telling you, I have heard from different people. So on the internet, people really claim that this brain of ours, this imaginary ours, is your only limit of what you can achieve. If if you can imagine, if you can make it clear in your head, it almost this this is the spiritual part of it. Okay, it almost works like magical. That forces in the universe like get together to make it happen for you. Okay, if you don't practice it, you won't even like experience it. But I could experience where it almost really works magical. I give you an example. 15 years ago, I started in ENAGIC. I went to a meeting and I saw the successful. I heard Mr. Oshiro. I heard about successful people in ENAGIC in Japan. Okay, and as soon as I made up my mind, okay, that I want to do this business, okay, during the break of that meeting that I was in California, I went to California for the meeting. I made some phone calls, okay. In fact, I made a phone call before I went to the meeting so that I could bring my first prospect. You know who my first prospect is? Cynthia Briganti. Could you imagine that? Cynthia Briganti is my first prospect in this ENAGIC business, and I brought her to my first meeting. Out of Cynthia Briganti, today I must have earned millions and millions and millions of dollars from Cynthia Briganti. And then I called another person from one of my best friends from Chicago named Franny during the break. Today, from my friend Franny, who is a DAS 3, came down the line from Vancouver, Canada, Glenda and Dante Kalinisan, who is a DAS 5, who is the top distributor in Canada, okay? And they have produced so many DAS 4s and DAS 3s in their organization. And that's my first day in ENAGIC. 2 people I approached. I became a DAS 6 today because of those 2 on my first day. Now, some people would say, oh, you got lucky. No, if it happens once, maybe you can say you got lucky. If it happens twice, there's something there. But I'm not only a 6'8" I'm a 6'8" Okay, I got 12 different legs because not only Cynthia and Dante Kalinisan, Franny, I have Joe Reed from New York, who is the upline of Camilla Colon and all the top leaders in the East Coast, you know. And then I have the Filipino group, Judy Abalahon, and then I have these other different groups, Sideways. Okay, I had the group who have everybody from Toronto. The Filipinos in Toronto is on a separate leg, you know, is there on that leg. So I'm a 6'8", 12". So what I'm saying is, that's the spiritual part. It's not natural, you know. That's a blessing from God, because I've been praying all my life to become a top distributor in a company, and I never wavered in my belief that it will happen, and it happened for me in ENAGIC. Okay, so I'm here now in Florida vacationing. My wife and I, like I said, we have 4 houses in New York. We have 1 in the Philippines. We're here in Florida. We're looking for a beach house, and we just made an offer, like, to buy a house, but other people beat us to it. Like, we made there's a house being sold for like 1.6 something million dollars. We offered like 1.5 and a half, and another one beat our offer, and another one beat his offer, and finally another one guy said, okay, I'm gonna pay 1.7 million cash. So I lost the house. Somebody bought it before me. So now we're looking at another house. Okay, but again, the principle is, I'm dreaming, I'm imagining, I'm visualizing. I'm gonna be on a beach here in California. I mean, in Florida, with my boat, like boating around the Port Charlotte area, west coast of Florida. So I'm imagining my Florida life. Okay, that's the principle. I'm telling you, it's faith. You have to believe. For instance, that $1 million thing I was telling you, where I said, this was a long time ago, even in my 30s. I learned that if you can make $1 million, the next millions will just keep on flowing. Okay, if you could make $1 million, and it's true. After that $1 million came in from doing the business, it just keeps on coming in now, because you already the good part of this business that we have is you're building a legacy, not just for yourself. Okay, for instance, in my case, I have this huge ENAGIC business now, that I can look into the future, that my 2 sons will own after I expire, and then my grandchildren will benefit, and it's beautiful. You're not just like building it for yourself. It's something that you can pass on to the next generations, you know, and they're enjoying it now. Okay, they're enjoying it now, and they will just continue to enjoy it after my wife and I are long gone. It's beautiful to know something like that, you know. And now, ENAGIC as an opportunity, as a business, you can depend on this business that it will go on and go strong. Okay, because when COVID came along last year in February, I was kind of like scared that maybe because of COVID, people cannot go out and do demos anymore. Maybe the business will slow down. Maybe my check will get smaller. That was February last year. Came in March, I was watching the number. Wow, it didn't go down. It remained the same. April, wow, we sold more. By July, we beat the record of the previous month. In the beginning, I thought that maybe those were prospects from the pre-COVID days that are just buying during the first months of the COVID. Then I realized it went on and on until the end of the year. It just keeps on growing. So I can say that this pandemic is good for our business, you know? Because people have learned how to sell, how to recruit, using the Zoom, doing it online. So we are one of those businesses today, like Amazon.com, that have become stronger because of this pandemic. Okay, many of the businesses, I feel so bad because I travel a lot and I see restaurant close, like big department store closed, like the malls are like ghost town, you know, because many of them closed already. Restaurants, movie houses, they're all suffering. Our business is growing despite the pandemic. Okay, despite the pandemic, we are growing. We're breaking records. So we're like Amazon.com or those other businesses that grew because of the pandemic. So you can put your bet on this ENAGIC, that we will grow, and we can have a good future and for our children. So what I would say is, like, keep your faith, believe in ENAGIC, have your faith in ENAGIC, have faith in your future. I wrote a book because remember I was talking to you about the natural and the supernatural realm. Okay, I wrote a book called God's Fingerprints, because, like I said, if I can teach you, I can teach people all the natural ways of how to build a business. Because if I take out the supernatural part of it, it probably will work in the natural, but not as great. Okay, there's so much. For instance, that desire inside that I was talking about. Okay, like I learned from, for instance, from the Bible. You're gonna learn super successful people there, like Moses, like Joseph. Uh, there's so many there, like David, King David. You know, the life of King David. And for instance, King David had this phrase that he, as a young kid, he beat up Goliath because he says the battle is the Lord's, so I'm gonna win, and he beat Goliath. You know, because there you have somebody backing you up, helping you, and I believe that. Uh, in fact, this past several days, I posted on my Facebook what Jesus said, and Jesus said, if you have, and I'm gonna end up with this, if you have faith as little as a mustard seed, okay, you can say to this mountain, move and go to the sea, and it will follow you. Okay, Jesus said that. You can talk to your mountain. Now, Jesus said that, but he is not referring to an actual mountain. I mean, what, you don't need faith to move a mountain. You can have dynamites and bulldozers, you know, and move it. But he said, if you have faith, you can move a mountain. By mountain, what he's referring is, if you apply it to our present life, he's referring to all the obstacles you have that's blocking your way, okay, to reach the goal or the destination or the success that you're supposed to get. Because everybody have these obstacles between them, standing between them and their success. Everybody have those obstacles. It could be relationship, it could be lack of money, it could be emotional problem, it could be intellectual problem, it could be lack of skill, it could be lack of desire, it could be anything. And you cannot reach your goal and your success because of that thing blocking you. You don't even know it, you know. That's why you gotta know all those things. A person can have like little desire. That alone is a killer. You know, you cannot go progress if you don't desire that much to succeed. Uh, um, you have to feel strong about the future, the beautiful future that you want to have. Okay. So, like, I'm talking about this, like this house in Florida that's beautiful. I'm gonna have it. Because I'm praying all the obstacles to go away. There are obstacles right now. People buying it before me because I mean, there are so many houses available here in Florida. You could buy beautiful houses, but the one that I like is the one that's like $1.5 million and above, because that's the beautiful one, you know, and that have a lot of obstacles. I wanted a house where, like my house in New York, from the kitchen table and from the bedroom and from the living room, I could look out and it's all glass and I'm looking at the ocean and the sunrise or the sunset. That's the house I like, you know. And every time there's something that comes out along that price and it's so beautiful and comes out on the real stores list on Zillow.com, all of a sudden you got like the house that we looked at yesterday. I was told there are 9 other appointments, 9 buyers. You know, there's not. It's so hard to find that house by the ocean. We've been looking, like we've been looking since October. As soon as a beautiful house comes out, there are buyers wanting to. It's like sells like hotcake. Now the lesser house, price house, there's tons of them all over. But the one that I like, I got so many obstacles, and I'm praying my obstacles away. I'm gonna get a house like that. I think that's good for now. You can have some questions. You said you will have questions.
Yeah, Romi, I love that. Pray my obstacles away. I'm gonna keep that. Yeah, we always love hearing you anyway, and just piggybacking on you and your story. Want them to know that you are just as warm in person, because I've met you in person. We've been to your house in the Philippines. There were many of us. You accommodated us. You danced with us, all those kind of funny dances. We were having a party. You were giving lessons. You were training us. And you said, this house is Kangen house. This is your house too. And so that's the Romi you see here. And that's the Romi you meet in person. May I also state that he hosts not only training, but retreats, spiritual retreat at home in Staten Island. And I've always been wanting to go there, but never have the chance. The timing is not yet there, but God's timing is perfect. So maybe one day, maybe in Florida, when you do the retreats there. So if you are in this journey of ENAGIC and you also have that faith journey coupled with your business, like we hear from Romi and we hear from Cynthia, it's a sure win because you have somebody backing you up. And I love that statement, Romi. Yes. Pray my obstacles away. I'll take that with me today. And I'm sure many of us will take that with us today. And we thank you again. Yes, there are questions. Sharon, you have a list of questions for Romi, and also Concha. Please unmute yourselves. You have the ability to unmute yourself and speak up one after the other, please. So the floor is yours, guys.
Hi, Romi. My name is Jess from Zimbabwe. I just wanted to ask you how you can personally help us here in Africa to grow the business, because we are so keen to have the office open here in Africa, especially in Zimbabwe. So
I'm on Zoom.
what can you...
Okay, the help I could I would say extend to different groups, and that's what I've been doing now, is actually just like this Zoom, because it wasn't like before when my wife and I would travel and we do a big hotel meeting, you know, and we do a big hotel meeting. I was in India, there was like 1,000 people there at the meeting. You know, like we haven't been doing it in this past year because of the COVID. So I've been showing up in Zoom like this all the time now on the internet. That's the most that I could do, where you gather your people and I talk like this again live, because that's just, I would say, what we could do now. And like I said, it seems like even with the big companies, they realized that they could build their business, and even their thousands of employees can stay at home and the business runs just the same, you know. And we discovered that even in ENAGIC, that we can do more sales doing it on Zoom and internet, where that old way of doing business where we go face to face in a hotel is actually now being replaced by this thing. We're probably gonna do it again when the COVID goes away. Okay, but like I said, it's not. We find out that we build the business just as good doing it online.
Yeah, personally, I would love you to come in our Zoom in Africa so that we grow the market. Thank you. And I would love to know how to contact you. Sorry to ask stupid questions.
On Facebook, Romi Verdera. Everybody contacts me on Facebook.
Oh, thank you, Romi. Thank you.
My Facebook is public. It's open for everybody.
It was really lovely to have you today. It was so inspiring. Thank you for sharing your story.
Welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other question?
Anyone else, please? Now is our chance while we have Romi on board. Please just.
Hi, Romi. This is
Hello.
me. Hi, Romi from San Diego. You came to my home actually, and you did a retreat here at my home with our group. Jeff Estanya, Kangan 9, and Normita and Alao. So I wanted to say thank you. That I know we won't be able to do it in April, like they say you would do it every year. But so thank you for what you've done for our group and everybody around the world. You are an amazing human being, and just the idea that you came to my home. So new to ENAGIC, I wanted to tell everyone that he is so humble that even though you are starting, it doesn't matter who you are. He is very open to sharing his philosophy, his understanding, and who he is as a person, and not just about ENAGIC, but who he is as a missionary person. And so that's what we did at our home. So I thank you for what you've done.
You're welcome, Via. Yes, I remember very clearly when I was there at your home.